this week's Holcam WebCenter webinar. Today we're going to go through the basics real quick. So basically a little bit of a summary of what the program does and how to use it, at least get started. And then we're also going to spend just a few minutes going over how to do out of squares. I know that tends to be a rather common question, so we're just going to go over that real quick. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and log in here. And for anyone that is new and doesn't have a login yet, you'll find the link to sign up for that on the reminder email that came through this morning. And if you don't see that, then I will post my email address in the comment section. So you can do that and it'll show up as a comment even after the video is completed. All right, go back to the dashboard here. Okie dokie, so this is our tool that we are using for quoting and order upload and to keep track of all of your current orders. That's kind of the layout that you see here, this open orders section. This is all of your open orders for your company. And this is just kind of over here a summary of where that order is in the process. Of course, if it's a quote, and it'll show up here as well. If it's done by us, if it's a quote done by you, it would show up down here. So a little bit of a brief overview. Received just kind of means that that quote or that order is in our system. Nothing's really been done with it yet, but it is in the system. On hold will show up if you have missing information of some kind. You know, a PO, a customer reference. Other times it'll be, you know, a duplicate PO, something like that. That would show up here, usually as a red check mark. In process means that your order has been acknowledged. In production means that it is in production. I think I can show this. Let's see here. You can also dig down into in production. You can actually take a look and see exactly where your orders are at any given moment. I just don't think I have any previews. I don't. So unfortunately, I can't show it because I don't have any orders that show it's in production. But what you would do in that case is when you see a little check mark under this green in production here, you click on the order number, and there will be a little kind of text that say production status right underneath this right here. You click on that, and it brings a drop down of all of your current orders and where it is in the production process, and you know, step by step, all that good stuff. Okay. The other options here, the other statuses are complete, so that just means that it's finished production, and then shipped, of course, meaning it's been shipped. And once there's a green check mark under the shipped, you can again click on that order number. The ship date will populate, and then it'll have a little line under it. You can actually click on it, and it'll give you a summary of what's been shipped and when it is expected. All right, so that's just a quick overview of kind of the order summary function. All right, and the other thing that this program can do is it can actually help you create quotes. You can create your own quotes pretty much instantaneously. Now for new users, if you're just starting out and you haven't actually done any of these before, you do have to set up your own end customer first. So what you want to do is you want to go set up end customer, and then you'll go add new customer. And the only thing you're really required to do, if it's even an option for you, is to choose a site. Most people won't, but you know, there are those that do. And then you want to put a name for your customer, and then everything else you can always come back and change and edit around. I'm not going to actually save this customer, but I would put like customer or something like that, and then click add, and my customer would be done. You can always come back and edit everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel because I really don't need any more customers, as you can see over here. And then let's go ahead and start so we can see the quote process. So if you go to this dashboard button here, click on that. And then click the create new quote button. So if you do have multiple sites for your company, you'll need to choose your site location. If you don't, it'll automatically default, or it won't even show up at all. most likely it won't even show up at all, but I do have multiple sites, so I have to choose one. And then from there, you'll want to choose a customer. Now, if you only have one customer, it'll actually automatically default all of that information. And then if you have multiple, of course, you'd have to choose. Okay, and then so a quick little overview of all this information here. So whenever you're putting in a new quote, we do recommend your number and your customer reference. It's very, very helpful to have those already in there, especially when you're getting ready to send over that quote or to upload it or anything like that. And then down here, you're going to see there's a quote comment box and a quote notes box. So the quote comments are for anything that you would like us to know. You know, if there's something special about this quote, there's something that needs to be done, you can put that information right there. If you have something more internal for your own people, you can choose the quote note, and that note will actually stay hidden and we would never see it. All right, and then of course you can always change and edit the billing address and shipping address here. And then when you're done, you can click the add button. And you'll come to this screen right here. It's going to tell you what your quote number is, and then it's going to give you a summary of all the information you have. So I'm going to go ahead and start into a Eurolight door here. So we'll go ahead and choose Eurolight. And I'm going to go ahead and do just a door and panel, since those are pretty common. I'm going to go ahead and choose add, and that's going to create my door here for me. All right. And there's that. So when you're doing Holcam doors, we have this new program going called Value and Custom Doors. So if you're looking for value doors, these are more controlled in terms of sizes, in terms of options, and they are, as a result, cheaper. If you're looking to go with a more custom size, then they are slightly more expensive, but you do have a wider breadth of options. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a custom group. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a door and buttress. All right, and then I'm going to change my standard height back to a custom height. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and put 5, and I'm just going to start filling in kind of random dimensions down here. You'll see the door start to build on the right there. All right. And you'll notice this E dimension is actually already filling in the correct height for me. So I could actually put a 0 in this E box and it would still work just fine. But I like to use this E box as just kind of a check to make sure my math is right. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, 65. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and choose my hinge direction. All right, and let's see, I want to change my color to brush nickel and my glass type to rain. And so you'll see as I do that, this door over here is starting to change, starting to show everything. All right, and then of course you have full changeability with handles, you could add a towel bar, you can change how you can make changes, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there and keep it very, very simple for today. But it's always a good thing to get in and play with it and create, just kind of create quotes that you see on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or anything like that, and get in and kind of practice it and learn how everything is. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that. And this is gonna save my quote here. All right, and there you are, and you're gonna see that it has a price here, actually a marked price. So this is what the cost of the door is, plus an additional markup that I've placed on it for all Eurolight doors. And then so I can click on this price here, this 2,000, and it'll actually show me a breakdown of what I'm charging and then what my actual cost is. And then you can actually modify this if you wanted to. That's how a lot of people, if they want to do labor, they can add that labor in here. All right, so the next thing is you can actually take this quote and you can print it out as a PDF. So if you come up here to the top, you'll see there's a little computer icon with a print. If you click on that, it'll actually print out a PDF for you. And this will show your logo and your information. This is just what I had placed there when I originally started. and then it'll show you the quote number, the quote date, payment terms if they're there, and then who entered the quote. Of the customers, this will be the customers, your customers' shipping information, your customers' contact information. And then, of course, the actual door, all the pricing breakdown, and then the drawing of the door as well. All right. And then one of the other things that we like about this program is that you can actually take your quotes, just like these, and you can actually upload them directly to us without having to send in either the line drawing or that PDF that I just printed up. You can actually go to the quotes and the maintenance section here, and you can grab that quote, and you can just hit upload selected quote to manufacturer. It'll give you a little bit of a warning to ignore the estimated ship date and then warn you that you're responsible for the order, and then you hit OK, and it'll go ahead and upload. I'm not going to actually do that right now just because that's not necessarily something I want to upload that door. So, and then as soon as that door is done, you'll actually be able to pull up the order confirmation. And then as soon as it's also done, it'll show up right here in your dashboard, and you can click on your orders, and you can actually pull up the quote or the order acknowledgement. And there you are. So that'd be that order acknowledgement. And then if it's a quote that you've uploaded, it'll actually show you the quote number as well. So you can go back and look at that quote information as well. So it'll kind of tie them together. All right, and then I did say I wanted to go over how to do out of squares real quick. This is a pretty common question that I get quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go over that real quick. So I'm going to go back into that door that I did, that drawing panel. I'm going to click on that quote number. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to click on that part. All right, and then let's say that actually, let this load here just a moment. Let's say that this door leans out on the left and then it leans in on the right. So what I would do is I would say, okay, mention this side, this wall. I'm going to go ahead and say if it leans out that it's going to be plus. And then let's say it leans out 1/2 inch. So plus 1/2. And then you'll notice there will be a little arrow. Just a minute. There we are. A little arrow with a little 1/2 inch or a little 1/2 by it. And then it'll kind of show, if you look kind of closely, you can kind of see the line kind of veering out a little bit. And then for dimension E, if this side over here on the right leans in, you would actually go to dimension E. I'm going to go minus. And let's say this actually only leans in 1/4 inch. So I'm going to put minus 1/4. And there we are, minus 1/4, and you'll see that it again does the same thing. And then you can actually do the same thing with the B and C dimensions. Say the bottom of your door, it leans out a little bit on that right side, so put plus 1/2. And so then there we are, that door, you can see it leans out just a little bit there on the left side. And then you'll also notice when I change that dimension, that 75 plus 1/2, that it actually adjusts my A dimension. All right. So was one of the things to do with just kind of have in mind that a plus is always an out and a minus is always an in, and that if you're trying to adjust the width of the door or the width of the enclosure, then you want to put the change on the vertical dimensions, and if you're trying to adjust the vertical dimensions, then you make the change on the horizontal dimensions. If that makes sense. If you use so like with this one right here, these have changed. These two have changed the width of the enclosure, and then this changes the height of the door. And so you'll notice, this is one interesting thing. You'll notice that it shows right here that it's 74.5 when it's actually that I put 75 plus 1/2. So what it's done is it said, oh, well, this door must be shorter on the left side, meaning it must be 74.5 over here and 75 down here. So it's going to compensate for that. So if your door was actually 75.5 and then it was, or if your door is actually 75 and then it really does lean down 75.5 here, you would actually put 75.5 plus 1/2. So 75, 5. And then you'll see this will adjust. And there you are. So that adjusts back to 75 and that drops to 75.5 right there. Okay. So again, the squares, they can be a little tricky, but it's easiest if you just kind of you get in and you play with it and you can talk those to kind of make sure that your math's right and that you're getting the right kind of appearance of what your door should look like. And then if you have any questions, we'll just go ahead and put this here. Please feel free to go ahead and email me at this email address. I'm going to zoom in just a moment. Or call me. That phone number, I'm going to zoom in here so you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and just hold this for a moment. And then if you are a new user and you don't have a login or anything yet, you can also email me at this address with that, and you'll get that. And then you'll also get with that links to our other pre-recorded training videos, other resources and things like that. And then you'll also get, of course, the link to access the program as well. All right, I think that's all I have for today. So thanks, guys. Hope to see you all next week.